What if one of the strongest countries in the world turned its military on one of its closest allies? Not because that ally attacked it, but because its leader wanted its land. That is the tense question facing the world today, as US President Donald Trump openly pressures Denmark to hand over Greenland and refuses to rule out using force to do it. This is not distant history. This is happening right now. Greenland is the largest island in the world. It's home to just under 60,000 people. Mostly ice and snow, yes, but crucially located. It sits between North America and Europe, directly in the path of Arctic shipping routes that are becoming more important every year as the ice melts. Below its surface are rare earth minerals, oil reserves, and natural gas. And above it, wide open skies ideal for radar, satellites, and missile warning systems. The US already has a key base there. Whatifyer, formerly Thule Air Base, a crucial radar and satellite station. It's already strategic. But President Trump says that's not enough. He wants control, not access, ownership. He says America must own Greenland or risk losing control to rivals like China or Russia. Denmark disagrees. Strongly. So does Greenland's own elected government. Greenland is self-governing, and its leaders have full authority over its internal future. And their message is simple. Greenland is not for sale. Denmark's Prime Minister has publicly rejected the idea. Greenland's leaders have called the pressure offensive. Protests have filled the streets in Nuuk and Copenhagen. Despite all this, the US has escalated. Tariffs have been imposed on European allies. Public threats continue. And military force, once unthinkable, is now openly discussed. This all might sound like bluffing until you look closer. Trump isn't just tweeting. He's acting and said the pressure will continue until they agree to transfer Greenland. If diplomacy fails, the president may decide to act alone, to take Greenland by force. And if that happens, here's how it would likely unfold. First, it would begin quickly and quietly, before news breaks, before allies can respond. Special operations forces would be deployed to secure Greenland's key infrastructure: airports, ports, communication towers. The 75th Ranger Regiment might lead the assault, seizing runways at Nuuk or Kangerlussuaq. Elite JSOC units could target radar stations and control centers. At the same time, air support would move into position. Transport aircraft, refueling tankers, and surveillance planes would enter Greenlandic airspace. Within hours, the US would attempt to establish complete control over the island's transportation and defense systems. No major combat, just speed. Control before resistance can form. The goal wouldn't be to fight a war. It would be to take control before Denmark can even react. To land, lock down, and force a new political reality while the world scrambles to catch up. But this time, the US isn't targeting an enemy. It's targeting a friend. Denmark won't stand alone. Sweden, Norway, and Finland may not match US power, but they will respond. Their goal won't be to beat the US military. It'll be to block it. Swedish surveillance planes will flood the skies. Norwegian submarines will lurk in the Atlantic. Danish fighter jets will intercept US flights. They'll turn Greenland into a contested zone, not with giant battles, but with friction, with pressure, with cost. Every fuel shipment becomes a risk. Every flight path becomes crowded. Every supply convoy slows down. And in Arctic winter, slow means dangerous. Denial becomes the strategy. Not to beat America in battle, but to make Greenland impossible to hold without massive, constant effort. Back in Washington, the pressure explodes. News coverage turns chaotic. Protesters flood American cities. Allies pull ambassadors. Trump defends the invasion, calls it essential. says Europe is weak and Greenland is too important to leave to them. But Congress divides. Some support him, others call it madness. And NATO, the most powerful alliance in history, begins to break. Denmark activates Article 5, the Collective Defense Clause. But the alliance freezes, because this time, the attacker is the United States. There is no plan for that, no rule book, no precedent. And when NATO can't respond to aggression from within, it begins to fall apart. Now, let's talk about what comes after. Let's say the US holds Greenland, installs a new government, declares it secure. It still isn't over. Now comes the occupation. And that's when things get harder. Greenland's people will resist. Protests will grow, civil disobedience, strikes. Denmark won't stop supporting them. Nordic nations will continue disrupting supplies. Every new delivery of food, fuel, or medicine becomes harder. The US military, already stretched thin, must now manage a remote, frozen island with limited infrastructure and constant surveillance from European neighbors. Snowstorms delay operations. Equipment fails. The longer it drags on, the more costly it becomes, politically, financially, and strategically. And while all this happens, America's rivals stay silent. They don't need to act. They just watch. Russia, China, Iran, North Korea. They see the headlines. They watch as the US damages its alliances, weakens its credibility, and isolates itself from the very world order it helped create. They don't need to attack. The damage is done from within. Global leadership is not just about power. It's about trust. And in this scenario, the US would lose that trust, fast. All because one president decided he could take what he wanted, no matter the cost. And here's the most important thing. The United States already has what it needs in Greenland. Basing rights, radar coverage, Arctic access. But if it turns that access into an invasion, if it crosses that line, the message to the rest of the world is simple. Alliances are optional. Agreements are temporary. Power decides. And if that becomes the new rule, others will follow. Not in Greenland, but in the Baltic, the Pacific, the South China Sea. What starts with a single broken promise in the Arctic could echo across every contested border in the world. Because once you make it normal for a powerful nation to take what it wants from its allies, you don't just rewrite the rules, you erase them. Subscribe for more world-shaping scenarios.